Hello, everyone, and welcome to 1923 Main Street.
Home of the Daddy-Daughter Disney Travel Podcast. We are your hosts.
I am Mike Bello-Braddock.
And I'm Amelia Bello-Braddock. And today, we're going to be talking about Disney at home, or how to bring that Disney vacation feeling home with you.
And we have quite a bit of experience doing this and some trial and error. So let's talk about how you can, make your home feel more Disney-like in between Disney vacations. Or even if you only have one and you want that Disney magic home with you, there's lots of things you can do from simple to more elaborate. And I'm pretty sure we've covered them all, wouldn't you say?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we've covered them all. So let's talk about what are some of the simplest things you think you can do to bring your Disney vacation home with you? What would you think would be a simple thing?
Well, I think a simple thing would be to get some merchandise there. When you go there, you could buy like a pillow or like a plate set or really whatever you need or would use.
Yeah, what works in your home, I guess. Yeah. And I think that's sort of how we started. I mean, I guess over the years, we brought a lot of stuff home as kids, but it wasn't really till I got married and we had our own home that we started thinking that way. And I think Mommy started with pillows and things. Did she not?
I don't know. I still buy pillows. Scented pillows.
Still buy pillows. Or some of the other things were those silhouettes of you. So just little things around the house that give you
little decorative touches that round out. It's like you capture the magic at Disney and then you just put it in a suitcase.
Yeah.
And unload the magic and it erupts into the air.
So in that sort of level one, bringing Disney home, it's pretty simple of, when you're at Disneyland or Walt Disney World or wherever you are, there's no shortage of shops and things to buy. But really try to think of things that'll fit into your home, and you can sort of decide how advanced do you want to get with this. And over the years, we've gotten a little bit more advanced.
You can go little by little or you can go big.
And I like to say, think like an Imagineer, right?
What do you mean by that?
Well, we'll get to the biggest Imagineering feat we've done so far.
Oh my gosh.
But we did start with little things, like you said, little picture here, little statue there, trinkets. I really like the stuff from the Flower and Garden Festival. They usually have quite a bunch of things.
You buy a lot there.
And then we did a lot of kitchen. Like Disney Kitchen, that's a real easy one because there's pretty much everything from plates and plate settings and teapots or mugs.
Straws.
Oh my goodness. Some people have so mugs. I mean, I like Disney mugs, but mugs take up a lot of space. And seriously, how many mugs do you really need?
A lot.
A lot?
We need a lot.
We need a lot. We sure don't we tend to use the same ones, but there are some cool mugs. And it's not all indoor either. You can think outdoor around your house and also seasonal. So Christmas and Halloween.
Oh, yeah.
There are great things to buy for that. And in fact, you can bring that Disney vacation feeling, not even bringing stuff home from Disney in those cases, because there's a lot of good Christmas stuff at certain stores who will carry Disney-themed items that you can just give yourself a little bit of Disney magic over the holidays, because both of those times are amazing at
or
Disney
Halloween, which is upcoming right now.
Are we going to have a Halloween in 2020? We'll see. Where you live, we don't know. We don't know if we're going to have one where we live, but yeah, we'll still decorate even if we don't.
Yeah, the Disney decorations that they sell for Halloween, they're different because they're all like Mickey, so they're good for children as well because they're not super scary.
Yeah. You can go either way, or you can try to do...
Not so scary Halloween party.
Or you could do a more scary Tower of Terror or Haunted Mansion. I've never gone all out for Halloween that way, because I know some people do. I love Halloween, but it's sort of a one-night thing, whereas Christmas extends longer.
Is it?
Well, it's a lot of work to do for one night, but I do appreciate the people who do the work. What we did then, so we started that way. But then we got a little bit more advanced and we dedicated.
Level 1.
Yeah, that was level 1, right? So just look for little things around your house that you can, put little appointments around your house, pictures, statues, little things that just remind you of Disney vacation, give you that Disney feel good all year round. But then we said, hey, let's dedicate a level. So we went with a Disney basement.
Oh, yeah.
But here's the thing, here's my way. Some people are Disney crazy in the sense of just really all sorts of Disney stuff, and they'll buy tons and tons of things. I try to do it Not
Subtlety.
subtly, yeah, not so over the top, more a little bit more refined. So our basement is definitely Disney with artwork and a few signs in every room and little statues arranged. We got a little creative, like we had a bird cage. And what did we put in the bird cage?
Tinkerbell.
Tinkerbell. So we sort of did some adaptations like that, and in our pool room, or not in our pool table, not swimming pool room.
Yeah.
We have artwork of Donald playing pool and things like that.
And also, you don't necessarily have to buy something that's from Disney. You could make your own to resemble something that you've seen at Disney or in a Disney movie or something like that. You can be creative and DIY it.
Definitely. And it's almost cooler to be creative because then it's going to be really unique.
Yeah.
Or even Etsy. For any of these things we're talking about, Etsy, there's so many great people on Etsy. Read the reviews because they'll customize it, a lot of them. And even if they don't say they will, I always ask because I get people to make some real, especially signage. We've got some I've sent photos of things and got some complete excellent reproductions. Yeah. So we did our Disney basement. We have our full-size popcorn machine down there as well and a bar and everything. So our basement's pretty cool.
You can't quite recreate the Magic Disney recipe.
Yes, we've been working on that popcorn recipe for many years.
So if anybody knows the Magic Disney recipe.
Their exact oil mix, let us know. The other thing we've done most recently is Disney scent recreation.
Yes, and there's so many of these.
There are Disney candle companies, and we've tried, not Disney official, but people who recreate the aromas. But in my experience, we generally don't find that they've nailed these aromas. And we've tested a lot of them.
In my opinion, Beach Club, Contemporary, and Grand Floridian don't smell the exact same.
No, and most of these or a lot of these places have this scent, and even the one is just, this is not it. In fact, the closest we've got, there's a company, again, no, we're not getting anything for this, but we got this Charmed Aroma candle. Yeah. We mentioned it once before. It's a Minnie Mouse candle. I don't even think it intends to be a scent, but we all, us and our friend Cassandra,
you know who you are
listening. You know who you are. As soon as we opened this, we said, this is the Grand Floridian. And I looked it up, and it's got it's the Grand Floridian.
I know that.
What?
I knew it as soon as I opened it.
Oh, yeah. That's what I mean. It really, that one nails it. And it's a completely different profile than a lot of the ones who try to recreate it. So what we started doing is what?
We started making our essential oil blends.
Yes.
We got a bunch of different ones, and we've been experimenting with different ratios of drops. And I have to say, we got pretty close.
Yeah, we're getting close. And they're a lot of them are fragrance oils, just to be technical, because essential oils don't have some of those sort of more fun scents that they would use. So we know that Disney used to use Scent Air, that company, but they didn't really sell the commercial ones. So there's a lot of people online giving their drop blends. So we've been playing with those. And yeah, we've been getting a lot closer, and we do it more subtle. We're doing it with the diffuser sticks. So we've got some blends for the Poly, for the Grand Floridian, and we're getting close to what we feel is a more accurate representation. So have some fun like that when you're doing your Disney home, right? Bring scent into it just like they do. And you can change it up at Christmas or even Halloween if you want. So it's pretty inexpensive to buy those drops and put it in an oil, like a sweet almond oil or whatever. It's fun. So that's another thing we do.
You can do all your favorite hotels. We've tried the Grand Floridian and the Polynesians.
Yeah, what are we trying next? Not sure. We'll have to look around.
Let us know if you have a suggestion.
And then what we've sort of discovered is that these are becoming our own scents.
Yeah. So we sort of made them a bit different because we didn't want an exact replica. We wanted similar. That's what you have to go for. And that what I think is really cool about our Disney at home, because we don't have exactly Disney, we have our Disney.
Exactly. Disney inspired. That's how I say it. You know what? Like, this is our home. So let's get into how it's evolved. So we started with simple things around the house, like we stocked. Then we did our basement, which has a lot of decor and sort of subtle decorations in it. And then I really got it into my mind to redo the backyard as a Disney backyard. And this went through some evolution. This is where I really put on my Imagineering cap and called myself Chief Imagineer. Originally, because I love the Grand Floridian, we have a pool that anchors our yard, and our yard needed a makeover. So originally,
that's another thing. If you do have a pool, Just go sit, lounge by the pool, have a drink. You'll feel like you're at a Disney resort, especially if it's really hot where you live. That's what I do.
We reuse our bottomless mugs. We don't buy them anymore, but I have about 50 or 60 of these things around the house. So we use those for
whole
frozen
lot.
drinks now as that we make our Disney concoctions. But my original Imagineering idea for the backyard was to recreate the Grand Floridian inspired. Remember, I was
Oh,
going to do the white
yes.
buildings with red roofs and do a bar, and we have your special area. But then,
That didn't really go so well.
well, the cost to do that was going to be a lot. And also, as Mummy pointed out, that color scheme of red and white would sort of clash with our house and yard. So then we evolved the thinking of creating this yard, and and I'll say we took a couple of years. Like I thought about this for a
Imagineered.
long time. Yeah, I didn't just run out and do it because it's a big expense. But then it became what is now Disney Resort North. So what we've done, if you really want to go all out, is we've created our own inspired, Disney park in our home and backyard.
And we call it, as you just said, Disney Resort North.
So we gave all our buildings their own color scheme, but they're inspired. So this happens Imagineered right from our entranceway, from the driveway as you come down one side of the house into the backyard. The whole thing is Imagineered from the gate with an iron Hollywood Tower Hotel on our wrought iron gate to creating Club 72 instead of Club 73, because the first year I went and started the long was 1972 in March, so 6 months after Disney World opened. And then our address happens to end in 72. So we created Club 72, and we have some signage
Sorry,
along
what's
the way.
Club 73?
There is no Club
You
73.
said instead of Club 70.
Oh, sorry, I meant Club 33. Thank you for
so.
catching that. Club 33, everybody knows. So we had our own Club 72, but we have our Imagineered entryway. At the second gate, we have a sign at Disney Resort North, so we sort of made our own inspired logo. And a shout out to Uncle Paul, who helped with that design.
Yes.
And, the whole yard now is designed into inspired areas. So we have our Grand Floridian type of pavilion.
And we also have cast member costumes like jackets.
Yes, we made cast member costumes, and we found a sign company that recreated signs like the summer house at the Grand Floridian, and we've mounted these. It's really well appointed. We have a signpost like you'll find at Disney's Vero Beach Resort, and it of course points to Disney destinations that we love around the world. And then we have, as you go through the yard, there are hidden Mickeys everywhere and little things like that. And guests love it. Even here was our strategy. If you're Disney in our yard, you get it and you'll appreciate it. But if you're not Disney,
It's still a beautiful
it's still
yard.
a beautiful yard that isn't like, oh my gosh, what is all? It's not a bunch of, gaudy sort of large Mickey Mouse statues or things like that. It's very subtle, created to be Disney inspired.
Yeah.
So our second area was Amelia's Special Playhouse, and that was inspired by what?
Disneyland Paris.
Disneyland Paris and, Auberge Cendrillon, so
First of all,
Cinderella's.
it's not a playhouse.
Did I say Playhouse?
It's an office.
Excuse me, Disney, Amelia's
It's an office
Disney
for the chief
office.
of Imagineering.
I think you should put a pull-out couch in
I'm
there
the CEO.
I am the head Imagineer.
And I'm the CEO.
Well, your area is inspired. It's sort of the international corner. That's our. We've got elements of Adventures by Disney in there, and Disneyland Paris.
We have Animal Kingdom in the back.
I know, because we're on a ravine, so we adapt these things as we go, and we're on a ravine. And yes, Animal Kingdom was a recent addition because there are animals behind our house, and we have things in the trees that are lit with fairy lights that are inspired by what? Rapunzel, the tangled lantern. So at night
Everywhere
these
you
light
look,
up.
there is a new Disney experience. And if you are, or you know a lot about Disney, they'll register in your mind and then you'll get them. But also, it's just beautiful.
It's just beautiful at night.
Yeah.
And then as you continue around the yard, there are many other Disney-inspired
lights.
small things and lighting. But then we come to our next major structure, which is our bar, which is sort of our Disney Vacation Club inspired area. And the bar was inspired after Saratoga Springs, so our bar is on the rocks. And that area has a horse theme to it. There's little horses, just like Saratoga Springs.
We have the Saratoga posts for the trails.
Yeah, we have the signposts that they have at Saratoga for the furlong signs. But what do we serve inside the bar?
Shave ice.
Shave ice. So that also serves as our Disney Aulani inspired area because we love going to Mama's at Disney Aulani for shave ice. So I got a shave ice machine, not an all-in-one, but just an ice shaver and all these syrups. So we now treat our guests to shave ice with it, just like they do at Aulani and I.
Though we don't have the ice cream option.
We do not offer the ice cream option, but we do offer condensed milk and shave ice. And I even went back to my photos and got the menu board and got all the syrups that they serve at Aulani. So, we try to keep it authentic, but unique at the same time. So that's a big thing. Guests love sitting at the bar and having a shave ice. And water features is another big part of our backyard.
Do you know how many fountains we have?
Yeah, there's many, many fountains, and they're all inspired. River Country was one of the most recent ones this year. So that I recreate. Now, here's where you can get crafty. I got a barrel. If you look at the old River Country photos, there was a big water tower, if you remember River Country at Fort Wilderness.
This is where you DIY your own.
Exactly. And they've actually moved that water tower to the new pool at Fort Wilderness. Ooh. They repurposed it. But so what I did is recreated that barrel water tower. I hand painted the River Country logo on it. I made the stand. I built a water feature while this flows into a tub. And I even found on Amazon that
the
little armadillo. Because if you
freakishly realistic.
So realistic. And if you've stayed at Fort Wilderness at night, armadillos are, they're sort of, I call them the raccoons of Florida, sort of. The way we see raccoons where we live, we would see armadillos there. And also I have a little fishing boy statue that's fishing in there because as a kid, I used to fish a lot. Yeah, so there's a lot of water features. We have a Grand Floridian inspired one. We have the River Country one. We have a splash fountain. We have Splash Fountain, which you named.
I named.
Yeah, and the water comes out, and people keep saying you've got to add little flume logs coming out of Splash Fountain.
Splash Fountain is Splash Mountain old and new because we look at the water feature and it looked exactly like the drop.
Of Splash Fountain. That's what it's like.
Down. So we have some frogs to decorate it.
For Tiana.
Yeah, inspiring the new design, and then we're probably going to add some logs for the current.
And we do these subtly. There's no signage on it, right? So it's just inspired by. So that's what I mean. Like it's sort of subtle. There are. Don't get me wrong. There are Mickeys and things all over. And in our pavilion, if you look up in the rafters, what do you see?
Had Hidden Pascal.
Hidden Pascal. It took you a second to remember what I was talking about.
I don't know what a rafter is.
Oh, sorry. The rafters up in the top of our... So it's a covered pavilion area. Our summer house, our Grand Floridian inspired area. We have a fire table and seating all in there. So that's our cozy area. Yeah, so we put a Hidden Pascal up there and lots of colorful lighting and things. And then our final area in the backyard, as you come around, is our outdoor kitchen, which is an Epcot inspired area. Anchored by
Food and Wine Festival
and the smokehouse. So the brick oven and our smokers, and which is now Regal Eagle Smokehouse. So ours is the original smokehouse that you'll remember.
Again, amazing signs.
Yeah, exactly. We found a local place that does those sandblasted signs. So they're not cheap. I'll say that. I think these were around $400 each.
What?
But they are custom made.
I mean, they look really good.
They look great, and they'll last forever. And the funny thing is, we've had guests who come and say, it's the signs, because you don't normally see signs in someone's backyard. So that's what gives it. I assure you,
I've never seen any.
Yeah, it gives it more of this sort of theme park feeling where we have the signage, and yours is a private club.
Yeah, because I asked you, is this a theme park? Is it a hotel, a resort? What would you call it, Mr. Head Imagineer?
Well, it's all of those things, right? It's inspired by. We don't have rides, but we do have plenty of games.
Although I'm asking for those.
We got plenty of games.
And the games, which are similar to the ones at actual Disney resorts. Like we have the Mega Connect 4, which I think the Grand Floridian has the exact same one.
Yes, so take lots of pictures when you're there. So the one at the Contempt is a smaller version of the same one. So I found them both. And there's one at the Grand Floridian in the splash pad. That's the one we have. So it's a Connect 4. We also have some of the games they play on the lawns. Yeah, so that's what we do. So these are our sort of Disney-inspired things to bring some of those games to the backyard. So all little subtle Disney differences.
And even we got a mini putt mat
Yeah,
because the
mini
golf
putt
course.
mat for the golfing for our little golf friends, so we can have like a mini Disney Olympics.
Yeah,
back
we
there.
want to get a foosball table. We want to go resort feel.
And the next thing I want to work on is a nighttime, some sort of
Yes.
laser nighttime show, so we can have our nighttime show to music in the
This
yard.
might take a little while.
And music is another one.
Yes.
So what I did is create a Disney pool party playlist.
Yeah. And
Remember, I listened to so many like recorded. There's a lot of songs we hear all the time at the pool parties, but then I would just go on YouTube and look at everybody's video, and I finally got about 2 hours worth of music that, you tend to hear a lot of the songs over and over again. Even at places like Vero Beach that aren't Walt Disney World, they'll play the same songs. So the Disney Pool Party playlist was another little authentic twist we added.
But not only songs, also videos. If you take videos, I found online videos of Happily Ever After and Wishes, and I'll put those on the TV and I'll watch them with my popcorn. I'll just sit on the ground with my Mickey ears on.
Yeah, back in the Disney-inspired basement.
So really, you can even, or photos too, if you want to put photos or even blow them up on the board, because we have, in our pavilion, we have a beautiful picture of the Grand Floridian.
And in the bar, inside
Yes.
the bar's decorated with a lot of Saratoga, but also other things like Aulani, because the shave ice is there. And what else was I just thinking? Oh, you mentioned costumes, did you not?
Yes.
Yeah, we're working on those a little bit more, but we also have something new that really makes a difference this year, where we have
our VIP cards.
we created special VIP passes for our guests. So these are, Vistaprint printed hard cards I designed. And what did we put on the back?
A QR code scan right to the link of the
Right
park.
to this show. So everyone who comes, you scan it, you go right to 1923 Main Street, our podcast. So that's our little link to the show. But people love it, right? Our guests really enjoy like just a little extra effort. And when I cook food, I always try to incorporate the Disney recipes in our meal. So from, our tons and tons of Disney cookbooks. And people won't always know that. Some people want to know, but we know.
I have lots of Disney cookbook as well. So that's another thing you can do is you can recreate things or that you've had at Disney. You can use Disney cookbooks, and there's lots of Disney designs that you can make and you can find online also. So there's lots of DIY things you can do to Disneyfy.
To Disneyfy, I like to say that. The Disney backyard, Disney at home. The Disney backyard has been the most fun. This is an ongoing process, and I try to add, new features every year, new attractions, as we call them.
The park will never be complete.
As Walt said, yeah, that's our dream. And this year, getting back to aromas, so in the bar area where we serve the shave ice, I started experimenting just this year. Where did you get that from? Bath and Body Works?
Yes.
So that area, we're just going with for the aroma of the bar area, a typical sort of coconut tropical. So it was fun because our bar overlooks, it's on one side of the yard from the pool, and we got the little spray bottle of the tropical aroma smell. So I was making shave ice for people and just for fun, because I have a fan in there just to cool it down in our hot, sunny summer days. And I just spritzed this stuff as I was doing it. And from across the pool, I could hear our guests saying, well, what's that? Where'd that smell come from? So it completely worked. I was surprised. It really fills the air, that stuff. It's very strong. And I thought it's expensive, but now you only need 1 or 2 spritzes across an afternoon to start getting that aroma into people's minds, just like you get when you smell a hotel.
Smoke.
Well, we had the brick oven going yesterday. So some go, I smell coconut. I smell smoke. Smoke-a-nut. So it did mix with the brick oven because we had our brick oven pizzas going yesterday. So that was fun. But yeah, the Disney backyard, I mean, you don't have to go all out. We did go all out with structures and everything. And it really turned out well. And now it's the most fun part of how many hidden Mickeys do we have in the yard?
Oh my gosh, we must have at least 10.
Must have at least 10. And
I guess always try to find them.
Yeah, people, even not hardcore, you don't have to be hardcore Disney just to have fun doing this stuff and to see them. And so, yeah.
Treasure hunt.
It is a little treasure hunt, trying to find the hidden Mickeys. And that new one was the trickiest one, right? In the entryway. Yeah. We even have our Grim Grinning Ghosts in the entryway. And
the entryway has so much. And what you can also do is you can just dedicate a small space and try and put So that could be like your Disney corner, and you could
Yeah,
just fill that with
exactly.
Disney. Because our entryway, oh my gosh, it has so much. There's everywhere you look, there's something.
And I got, yeah, so be creative. So for example, by our entryway, I looked back at photos and I hand painted myself. You can get those sort of paint
Yeah.
markers. So it makes it easy if you're at all crafty on pieces of wood. And for example, at the Mama Snack Stop at Aulani, they have a lot of sort of little signs and handwritten stuff all over it. So I took a couple of those and I recreated them myself on
Yeah.
wood exactly to look like theirs. And these are hanging, the Aloha welcome signs by our front door. Welcome, members and guests, and you can just do so many little things that add to the whole overall feeling. And we have a little statue of Mr. Toad right by the front gate. Like, it's not Mr. Toad, but it's a statue of a toad that looks like Mr. Toad. Whenever you're out at garden centers or anywhere, just keep your eyes peeled for things that are Disney inspired to you, because that's what I mean about not everything is bought from
Yeah.
Disney, because that
Everyone
to me wouldn't look that great.
Yeah, and everyone has different Disney memories. So pick something that people from your family would remember. Like for us, we have stuff from the early Fort Wilderness because that's where you went when you were younger. So when like your sisters over, then that's what they recognize. But if your family used to do like stay at the Grand Floridian when you were little and you want to bring that aroma, you do whatever your family
Exactly.
connects to.
You just reminded me. For example, let's try and give an example. We asked Mommy when we were creating this, like, what else does our resort need? And she said somewhere to dry the towels and things. So we
Oh, yeah.
created this. We put it in the Grand Floridian area. So
yeah.
it is it's Victorian style.
Yeah.
That's what I'm getting at, because it's in the Grand Floridian. So it's a post with actually plant hangers,
We have a lot
long
of posts.
outdoor, powder coated aluminum plant hangers that are really long. I found long ones so you can hang towels over them. So, and that's just inspired by the Victorian design of the Grand Floridian. So it's in that part of the yard, and it's great for hanging towels or wet bathing suits, and instead of hanging them over chairs. And we got the rocking chairs because Fort Wilderness, Wilderness Lodge, even Vero Beach. There's so many Disney places that have those rocking chairs. Even I can't remember if the porch of the Grand does, but there are a lot of rocking chairs, and immediately people relate it to that. So lanterns, just all sorts of things around
And
the
we
yard.
have our World Showcase area.
Yes, our World Showcase area. That's where the signpost is with the
We have our posts,
directional.
and we have like all the Disneys and even some non-Disney destinations and how far away they are from Disney Resort North. We have Paris, we have Hawaii, we have almost all of the Disneys, I think.
And
that
we
we've
even
been to.
flew in. Well, we put one to Place d'Amélie, which is your
Only a few short yards
beautiful
away.
retreat, your club privé. But we also have, as you're working on now, our own theme song that you'll play on ukulele for guests. So we're even getting into the music side of it now. So you know what? You can just have endless fun.
And the experience will never be complete.
It will never be complete, and you can always change it and adapt it as you go. So it's a lot of fun. If you're thinking of a yard makeover,
Yeah.
definitely go for it. And we just did it in steps. We had to redo our yard anyway, so we just adapted it this way. So it's all subtle and refined for us. It's not over the top, in your face.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess some people would say it is, but it's very subtle, and it's our own interpretation, so Disney inspired. So everything, as we discussed, from the basic entry to dedicating a level to scents, sounds, aromas, food,
Videos.
video, anything you can think of to bring
Clothing.
Disney home. And that way, in a year like this where we've already had to cancel 2 trips, it really helps to have Disney in your own backyard or in your basement or across your home. So if you're thinking of doing it, definitely put your Imagineering hats on and be creative. Let your mind run wild, and you can do some fun stuff that when it's custom like that. So we hope this inspired you and gave you some ideas for how to bring Disney home to your own home and garden and seasonal. And let us know what great ideas you've done, or I'd love for you to tweet out some pictures and tag us in this episode, and we'll do some of the same for some of ours. So thank you again for listening. We hope you had fun. You can find us on the internet everywhere at 1923 Main Street. And if you enjoyed the show and you want to help support it, we do have a Patreon page at patreon.com/
1923 Main Street.
and we have some great levels and things that we give
And
back.
on our Twitter, we have Good Morning from Disney Resort North.
Yes, we've started posting every morning when I go out little pictures from Disney Resort North in the backyard, which is the name we gave our property. So thanks, everyone, and we look forward to seeing you again next week here at 1923 Main Street.
Bye-bye.